Also, Complex has put out their 10 most influential women in sports. And Angel Reese is not going to like this because, well, she got beaten by Caitlin Clark for number one.
Caitlin Clark has done it again. Not only is she constantly breaking records on the court, but now she's earned another huge win. Complex just named her the most influential female athlete, solidifying her place as the biggest name in sports today. And the best part? She even beat out Angel Reese, who, of course, isn't too happy about it.
So, it's been hard for me, but adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of, just moving on has been something I try to give myself a little bit of grace.
While Caitlin Clark is out there winning awards, growing the game, and making history, Angel Reese seems more focused on making excuses. She's acting like this honor isn't a big deal, but let's be honest, if she had won, we'd never hear the end of it. Instead of celebrating Clark's success, Reese is doing what she does best, downplaying Clark's achievements and spending more time on TikTok than on the court.
Announcing the top 10 most influential athletes right now. These athletes are reshaping culture. Caitlin Clark, check. Breaking records. Caitlin Clark, check. Proving their impact goes far beyond the game, from sold-out arenas to game-changing moves in business and fashion. These women are leading the way. If this is a top 10 list, then sitting on the top of that list, there's only one right answer. There's only one correct choice.
Let's be clear, this isn't just about an award. It's about who the fans really care about. One player has everyone tuning in to watch her incredible skills, while the other is famous for making headlines for everything but basketball. Some might call this a rivalry, but let's be honest, it's not much of a competition when one player is actually winning.
What is your stance on that?
So, my whole thing was when I got drafted, number 7. So I'm cool. The pressure is not even on me because I'm drafted 7, so the pressure shouldn't be up there. So I'm all right, cool. I can just hoop. So I'm all right, cool.
It's because you started killing it.
Well, yeah.
And they're oh,
I'm still a rookie. I'm still figuring it out. Trying to figure things.
Now, let's break it all down. Why did Caitlin Clark win this award? What makes her influence so undeniable? And most importantly, why is Angel Reese acting like she got robbed? We're about to dive into the numbers, the impact, and the funny aftermath. Let's get into it.
And Angel Reese is not going to like this because, well, she got beaten by Caitlin Clark for number 1. Yeah, so we're going to take a look at that. I think it's hilarious. I will tell you right off the bat, I don't believe there's a singular world, where Angel Reese should be ahead of Simone Biles either. There, I put that out loud.
Caitlin Clark didn't just break records, she completely shattered them. 62 records gone in a single season. Let that sink in. This isn't just about making history, it's about rewriting the entire record book. No player in WNBA history has ever dominated like this, and we're only in her first year.
The woman who's been putting women's basketball on her back for the better part of 3 years now. These athletes are reshaping culture. Caitlin Clark has men watching women's basketball.
But here's where it gets even crazier. Caitlin Clark didn't just put up insane numbers, she completely transformed an entire franchise. Before she arrived, the Indiana Fever were stuck at the bottom of the league, fighting to stay relevant. Then Caitlin Clark stepped in, and boom, they made the playoffs for the first time in nearly a decade. That's not just individual greatness, that's team-changing dominance.
This is a phenomenon. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon.
Now, let's talk about Clark's off-court impact, because this is where she really sets herself apart from her so-called rivals. The WNBA's merchandise sales skyrocketed by 500% in her rookie season. That's not a typo. The league's demand for merch quintupled the moment she hit the court. Jerseys, t-shirts, memorabilia, everything was flying off the shelves faster than ever before. And we all know who wasn't selling out. Angel Reese's jerseys? Just sitting there collecting dust. Meanwhile, Clark's were gone in minutes.
So that's what they got on her. Caitlin Clark, she ran away with number 1. I don't think that should surprise us. She came away with number 1. Caitlin Clark is redefining the entire landscape of women's sports. That's right. Her dominance on the court has shattered outdated narratives about women's sports, proving that women's basketball can be just as marketable and widely watched as men's. But the Caitlin Clark effect goes far beyond her performance. It's reshaping the entire sports landscape. Clark's impact is undeniable. Her presence alone boosts the WNBA attendance by 105%.
But this isn't just about jersey sales. Clark's influence is completely changing the WNBA's economy. Viewership is at an all-time high, and arenas that used to struggle to sell tickets are now packed to the brim, but only when Clark is in town. Teams that used to beg people to show up are now scrambling to expand their seating just to meet the demand.
Because when we went to the WNBA games and we went to go watch Caitlin Clark when they came to play the Washington Mystics in D.C., and they shut that they had to move the game from the Washington Mystics WNBA arena to the actual Washington arena where the Wizards played, and it was packed. It was sold out for people to see Caitlin Clark. That did not happen the day before that when they went to Chicago to play Angel Reese.
Even sports economists are amazed by Clark's impact. David Leviel, one of the top names in sports business, called her a lightning rod for women's basketball, comparing her to Michael Jordan in how she's boosting the game's visibility and value. And honestly, he's spot on.
I'm going to look at this the way I did with Michael Jordan. Now, she's not the Michael Jordan of her sport as far as athleticism, playing, dominating. But Asia Wilson is the best player in the game. Not even a debate. But I'm talking about value now. Value to a franchise, value to a league, getting your team in the playoffs. They had the number one pick. They were the worst team last year. And there is value that I can attach.
Let's talk hard numbers. Clark's rookie season alone generated an eye-popping $36 million for Indianapolis. Just one player did that. And it's only the beginning. Experts predict that Clark's rise will boost women's basketball's overall value by $1.6 billion in the next 3 years. Yes, billion with a *B star.
I'm talking about value. Michael Jordan was the most valuable player every single year because of what he meant to his team and what he meant to the league. And, oh, by the way, winning 6 titles. Can't argue with that. Caitlin Clark may not win titles. Las Vegas is still a great team. But the fact that she is doing what she's doing and at a very high level, you know, it's now commonplace where she'll go for 26 and 12. I mean, those are great numbers for any player, no matter how long you've been in the league.
So, what does all this mean? Caitlin Clark isn't just a superstar, she's a movement. She's not only dominating on the court, she's reshaping the future of an entire league. She's bringing in new fans, generating massive revenue, and turning women's basketball into must-watch television.
This is about sports. This is about athletic ability. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at Caitlin Clark's game, who's very reminiscent of a Steph Curry based on her range and shooting the three, plus everything else she does. And then you look at Angel Reese. Stop it. Stop it. There's a dude on the internet who cracks me up. On TikTok. He's put together a shitload of Angel Reese clips. And it'll say Angel Reese part 36. And it goes, Angel Reese going up for another layup. She misses. Bang! And I mean, dude, it's the funniest shit. And my whole thing is this, dude. She just seems as uncoordinated as a baby giraffe.
Meanwhile, Angel Reese is sitting there, still trying to figure out why she wasn't named most influential. Maybe if she spent more time focusing on her game and less time complaining on social media, she'd get it.
Saying Angel Reese is better than Caitlin Clark is saying Rodman was better than Michael Jordan, or Ben Wallace was better than Kobe, or even Andre Drummond was better than LeBron. And I shouldn't have to point out that Angel Reese is actually a poor defender.
Caitlin Clark's journey to these awards might seem like a done deal, but the real story is much bigger. Remember Angel Reese? She was hyped up as Clark's biggest competition, with the media pushing a so-called rivalry between the two. It was framed as the ultimate battle, a season-long showdown that had fans hooked. But let's be real, was it ever really close?
Oh, Reese! 3-on-3! Part 13! Let's get it! Classic long two. Bang! PSA, no rims or backboards were harmed during the filming of this video. But viewers are encouraged to look away. Bang! What? Bang! I heard her say that she might sit out if the WNBA doesn't pay her what she deserves. I say $1 million for every missed layup is fair. Bang! Bang! They are stat petting queen properly. Fair wages for all. I repeat, fair wages. Remember, they're coming to see her. Long two, butter pecan. Bang!
From the very start, the media pushed the narrative of two rookies battling for WNBA supremacy. But as the season went on, the gap became painfully clear. This wasn't a duel of equals, it was one player dominating the league, while the other spent more time in the headlines than in the box scores.
But her attention, her notoriety is based off Caitlin Clark. Because she wins the national title, first thing she does, she mocks Caitlin Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with Caitlin Clark. Then she's played off of that.
Then came Rookie of the Year and First Team All-WNBA, and that's when everything was laid bare. Clark didn't just win, she dominated. The so-called competition wasn't even close. As for Reese, she wasn't exactly graceful in defeat. Instead of congratulating Clark, she took to social media to claim Clark didn't deserve the honor. It's like losing a race by a mile and then demanding a recount.